What's going on, guys? Today we're reviewing the Nokia Lumia 520, Nokia's budget Windows phone. Now first we're just going to start looking at the hardware. You see you got your plug-in on the bottom. Clear on the side as usual. The other side has your usual Windows phone buttons. Headset, or headphone jack right there at the top. And the hardware overall is pretty solid on this guy. Next we jump into the camera, and as you know with the Lumia Black update, the 520, even though it's not a pure view device, gets all of Nokia's camera apps. So this is Nokia Camera, still got all the settings on it. Next we're jumping into Nokia Refocus just to give you another look at some of Nokia's apps. Now majority of these were not available to lower end devices like the 520 until just recently. Now we're going to go ahead and take a sample picture real quick, test it out. It does take a little while to load, which is one flaw the 520 does have, but overall it's great in this department. Next we're going to jump into some games. First one we're going to jump into is Flappy Bird. It's pretty easy for a phone to run. I mean, I'm not very good at it, but it just states that the 520 can run the simple games. Next we jump into Minion Rush, which I had played before on the 520, and it gave me a slight hiccup, but nothing, that lost me a life in this game. Now we have Asphalt 8, which is just a real graphic intensive game that I love to play, and it seemed to run this flawlessly. Next we just go into the software, which, as you can see, it runs Windows 8 pretty fluid. Opening and closing apps is not difficult for this guy. We're just going to go through the everyday task, text messaging, start up a new text here and just type a little bit. Seem to do that with no problem, so let's go ahead and give it a challenge. Not bad. Now we're just going to go ahead into the call history, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did with texting. We're just going to eventually start hammering the screen, see if you can keep up. No issues there. Now some of the bigger apps like Weather Channel app do take a little while to open, as you can see right here. It takes, a little way too long in my opinion, but it still got it open with no issues, just took a while. Now the 520 does have a $55, off contract price tag, which you just can't beat on a Windows 8 device, and it runs it flawlessly. You get the whole Windows 8 package right on this little guy, and honestly, if I was on a budget, I would not hesitate at going to pick up a 520. Overall, I'm a huge fan of this phone, and probably my second favorite behind my Icon right now. I mean, in some of the aspects of this phone, you are getting what you pay for at the $55 price tag, but in other aspects, you're really just getting way more than you paid for out of pocket. This thing really does have the whole package for a budget phone. It is missing a flash on the camera, but graphics are pretty good, gaming's great, and the overall Windows 8 experience is honestly one of my favorites. If you're looking for your first Windows phone, or just any Windows phone to go pick up, this should definitely be at the top of your list. Now, you want to stay up to date on more Nokia news? Be sure to subscribe to us here at YouTube and follow us on Twitter, Nokia Power User, and check out our website, NokiaPowerUser.com. See y'all next time.